For the next few minutes, the Escudo crew will take you on an invigorating video voyage. Get ready. Get set. Get wet. Welcome aboard the Escudo. Check your gear and get ready for the exciting challenges of spearfishing. Divers who venture into the frontiers of the sea find a new dimension of adventure in spearfishing. It's a thrilling sport, providing unparalleled involvement with the wonders of the sea. But before you take the plunge, it's important to recognize some basic spearfishing responsibilities, such as spearfishing precautions, and knowledge of and compliance with federal, state, and local laws. We've consulted with experts and spearfishing enthusiasts to provide the best hands-on guide that you'll use over and over again. As conservationists and environmentalists, divers who spearfish follow all the rules. Shooting undersized fish and protected species of fish are off limits. Bag limits are honored, and wounded fish are never left on the bottom. Following these rules and being properly prepared will enhance enjoyment of spearfishing and contribute to its positive image. This instructional video will help prepare you for the challenges and rewards of spearfishing. The 4 areas we'll focus on are who should try spearfishing, diving safety, spearfishing equipment, and hunting techniques. Who should try spearfishing? Only experienced divers who are comfortable underwater should attempt this sport, which requires the good physical condition of its participants. In some areas, only advanced certified divers are permitted aboard dive boats. Novice divers might want to go along as observers before they take part in a hunt. Spearfishing presents some situations that are unique to the sport. As in all diving activities, the first and most important lesson is safety. Always follow the safety procedures outlined in your basic course. Be able to recognize symptoms of diving accidents. Get prompt medical attention when a dive accident is suspected, even if first aid relieves the symptoms. A complete onboard first aid kit and oxygen tank should be standard at all times. Dive with safety-conscious buddies. Communication between dive buddies is essential in spearfishing. The key is to be able to understand and to be understood on the surface or deep below it. Greed can be costly in spearfishing. Never sacrifice safety rules for just one more catch. Buying seafood is a lot cheaper than buying time in a hyperbaric chamber. By following the basic rules, staying alert, and diving only with safety-conscious buddies, you can enjoy many years of spearfishing pleasure. We'll talk more on safety after some background on spearfishing equipment. The equipment you'll have to choose from may vary greatly in your area. First, decide if you're more comfortable with a band gun, which operates in a slingshot mode by the contracting force of the bands. Or a pneumatic gun, which operates with compressed air. In most cases, you should get a gun that is as large as you can comfortably handle. Remember, the larger the shaft, the better the penetration. longer guns and shafts are preferred in open water. Shorter ones are best for reefs and wrecks. The same holds true for the size of your fins. Some divers prefer to free shaft and may carry one as shown here. In this case, the diver has added a quick connect, which allows attachment to a line or cable. There are some advantages and disadvantages to free shafting. Some of the obvious advantages to free shafting are: you have less limitation on distance and more accuracy with your target. Also, you don't have to deal with tangled lines. The disadvantages involved are: shafts can be lost. The shaft could pass completely through the fish, or the shaft may only injure the fish, enabling it to swim away with your shaft. The greatest concern is the increased danger of shooting another diver. Guns may be modified to allow the shaft to be popped in from the top by cutting a small groove through here. This can save valuable reloading time. Line guns provide a choice between two basic attachments. Both the nylon line and steel cable have benefits and drawbacks. The line gun has a tendency to tangle up in time-consuming knots. Changing to one wrap of line on your gun will tangle less, but will limit your range. However, if you get in a jam, the line can be cut very easily. A cable, on the other hand, prevents tangles, but creates more resistance through the water. If cable is chosen, one section of nylon line should still be used to allow for cutting in case of an emergency. Cable suffers metal fatigue when crimped and may easily snap when put under pressure. Other vital equipment includes a pair of heavy-duty gloves, steel stringers, goodie bags, lights, knives, and markers. We'll talk more about these items later on, and you'll see them used throughout the video. Now it's time to focus on safety again, because it is always our top priority. The proper time to load a spear gun may vary with each diver. A novice may want to adjust to the bottom conditions for a moment before the hunt. Experienced divers get ready upon descent. Remember, a spear gun is a lethal weapon and must be respected as a firearm. Divers must know the capabilities of the gun, including its range and power. Let the line and shaft out on land to get an idea of the range. Since objects appear larger and closer underwater than on land, you must learn to adapt shooting skills to an underwater environment. You must establish your target and determine the range of your gun in case your shaft misses or passes through your target. Good fishing makes for a great sport, but there is a tendency for divers to lose track of bottom time or air consumption when they're preoccupied. Wrestling with a speared 25-pound fish at 60 feet while running low on air can make for a trying day. Just remember, keep track of time and check gauges frequently. You may want to investigate the audible gauges on the market today. Some shots may invite a dangerous situation. When hunting on wrecks and reefs, remember, a diver could be on the other side and may be vulnerable to your shot. In order to avoid each other's line of fire, section off the hunting area and maintain visible contact with your buddy. Buddy diving is always the safe way to go. A buddy is extremely helpful should you require assistance with your catch or if you're in trouble. Before you ascend to the surface, one rule should always be followed. Unload your gun near the bottom. Once again, never return to the boat with a loaded gun. With the knowledge of how to safely handle equipment, our focus shifts to using the equipment in hunting situations and handling your catch. The most efficient way to care for shot fish is with goodie bags or steel stringers. Goodie bags offer an ideal method for carrying lobsters and other treasures. To bag the catch, care must be taken by the diver to hold the fish firmly by the gills. Place the fish head first into the bag, and then extract your hand and quickly close the bag without the fish getting out. Fish placed in bags have reduced movement. When shooting very large fish, the goodie bag size limitations are obvious. An alternative method is the steel stringer. Shot fish must be held firmly by the gills. The stringer is run through the eyes before the shaft is removed. The stringer is then easily carried or clipped to the weight belt. Sometimes it may be necessary to quickly kill a struggling fish to prevent attracting predators or to more easily continue the dive. Markers should be taken down with every diver on every dive. Commonly, something will be discovered during the course of the dive, such as artifacts, a reef, a wreck, or a sweet spot. A marker will allow you to return to the precise area. Markers are also valuable when you have shot more fish than you can comfortably carry. Rather than immediately return to the boat, place your stringer of fish on a marker. Using this method, you can easily continue your hunt and retrieve your catch once you're back in the boat. Markers are also useful, especially if predators are in the area. When letting the marker line out, make sure there are no tangles so the marker will reach the surface. Also, avoid putting the bottom weight between rocks or you will not be able to retrieve the marker from the boat. Hunting strategies depend on the type of fish you are after. The variety of fish discussed here are some of the Escudo crew's favorites found in southern waters. Grouper prefer covered areas, such as reefs and wrecks, but are sometimes found in the outlying sandy areas. The cobia prefers structures, such as towers, wrecks, or buoys. These fish resemble sharks and are sometimes found in their company. The snapper seems to prefer wrecks more than other habitats, but can also be found on reefs. Amberjack are commonly found in large schools and prefer major structures, man-made or natural. Flounder, the master of camouflage, can be found hiding in the bottom, working its way partially into the sand or any other flat terrain. Hogfish are frequently found on reefs due to their unique diet. These fish cannot be caught on hook and line. Grouper and snapper will flee from divers who approach too rapidly. On the other hand, amberjack, cobia, and hogfish allow divers to approach. This lack of fear makes them easy targets. A diver can shoot many amberjack without alarming other amberjack in the same area. The amberjack do not sense any real danger from a diver. This fish can be expected to swim inches from a diver even while the diver is dealing with a freshly speared fish. Commonly, the curious cobia encircles a diver several times, granting the diver an opportune moment to shoot. But, unlike the amberjack, the novelty will soon wear off for the cobia, and it will swim away. Both amberjack and cobia may require line guns and good headshots. These fish are generally large game fish. The smart diver should avoid shooting very large fish due to the potential danger involved. A poorly shot 50-pound fish may quickly dart for the surface or bottom, dragging the diver behind. Grouper is a very popular fish. A school of grouper unaccustomed to divers will allow a diver to approach. A diver also may be allowed to shoot several grouper before others realize the danger and retreat. Grouper learn to fear divers and will respect the diver's presence. In general, it's a good idea to approach your target area slowly, possibly stopping from time to time and looking around, even if your target is clearly before your eyes. If the fish starts to swim away, there's little value in chasing after it. You would be better off swimming the other way, having it sense the danger is gone. Some divers initially survey the area by swimming and stalking well off the bottom. Within shooting range of a grouper, a diver must remain motionless while slowly deflating the buoyancy compensator. Position yourself so that you are not right in front of the fish. A fish shot head-on may bolt forward, creating a collision between the diver and the fish. The diver should be positioned as close as possible above the grouper before aiming at his target. The diver's body mass will get the prey's attention. The spear may go unnoticed, allowing the fired shaft to hit its mark. The most common mistake made by novice divers is shooting too often and from too far away. The diver needs to descend toward the target until the fish is in close range or gives some indication, usually by slight tail movement, that it is going to flee. Remember, try to get as close as possible. Aim for the most lethal target areas. The following scenes will give you a good idea of where to aim. Even if you make a bad shot, you may still have a chance of landing your prey. If you spear fish in a soft area, the flesh may tear and the fish will swim away. A grouper that is not solidly hit may retreat deep into a ledge or a hole, wedging itself in. Once you've shot the prey, move quickly toward the fish. Secure the shaft and grab the gills. If you can't grab the gills, grab the shaft itself, but do not pull on the shaft until the spear has been driven into or through the fish. Pressure placed on a shaft that is not well embedded may cause the shaft to dislodge. After the diver has shot and secured a fish, the best policy is to ascend a few feet and continue hunting. This provides a greater view of the area while reducing consumption of nitrogen. If others are hunting on the bottom, it is easier to shoot fish that may be watchful of other divers. Once the diver has surveyed the area from above, the hunt should move to the bottom, where fish may be hiding in holes. While doing this, look behind from time to time, just to see if your prey is following you. Making noise or stirring up the bottom may help to arouse the curious grouper. When a school of fish swims by, watch closely. Your prey may very well be camouflaged among these fish. While hunting grouper in an area without deep caves, you may want to free shaft. The grouper that is not perfectly hit may head for a hole and can be retrieved later. This practice will not work in areas with deep caves because the grouper will go where he cannot be retrieved and you will lose both the fish and your shaft. Now, join the crew of the Escudo as they explore the wreck Miss Paula off the coast of North Florida. Regardless of the type of fish you're hunting, remember, when you're going down after the species of the deep, be a good representative of the human species. It all boils down to this: know the law, follow the rules, be prepared, use proper equipment, dive with a buddy, hunt with a plan, and most important, Keep safety first in all you do. Oh, and there's something else you may need to learn. Seafood recipes. We've shared with you our experience and some ideas that work for us. It's your turn to make them work for you. Modify our suggestions as you learn for yourself. If you follow all of these basic tips, you'll have safe and successful hunting. Go ahead and plunge in. Dinner could be right below.